Good morning, everyone. We've made it to double digits. We're in day 10, which is exciting. It's been pretty nice so far. I've enjoyed this. It's really kind of made things go a little faster. It's nice. Winter's, it's decorated, so that's fun, but it's kind of nice to have like something fun to kind of do and look forward to every day. So this has been nice. I hope you've enjoyed it so far. A little later today, we're going to be going over some holiday party looks. So, like there's the office party, there's the family parties, there's parties with friends. So we'll explore a few different ways you can kind of, if you have to go from like one to the other, which I've had a day where I had to do like two different things where you're hanging out with the office party and then you're going out with like friends later. So we'll go through like how you can kind of turn up a look so you start with the same basics. And let's be honest, we've all waited for this. Whenever we look at eyeshadow palettes, we're just imagining the days of like, oh, for this party, or if we want to go out, or if we want to do this. It's all coming together. This is the season. And we'll take a few fun new palettes and do some nice looks. But first, let's check out the holiday advent calendars. So we'll start, as always, with Dr. Barbara Sturm. We're going to have to slide this one over a little because these drawers are a little challenging. So we'll do a little bit of puzzling. Number 10 is the size I love. It's the size serums often come in. So let's see what we've got. Yes. Ooh, super anti-aging serum. I like to think I don't necessarily need a super anti-aging serum quite yet, but the sooner the better, right? So I'm not sure exactly what's in here, but I'm really curious to try it. I know I love the hyaluronic acid serums, so are super anti-aging. I'll have to try it out and I'll let you know. And then day 10 over here is a medium-sized box. Let's see what we've got in the Net-a-Porter Beauty Calendar. Ooh, geez, this one's heavy. I think it's a candle. Ooh, okay. Cheriha? Cherry and spice candle. It is a candle. And a cute little red pouch. I think I can already smell it. Cherries. I don't usually think of cherries for this time of year. Ooh, that's lovely. Cherry and spice. They don't really say what kind of spice. It feels kind of like the usual sort of cinnamon, nutmeggy kind of spices. Oh, I can't wait to light this. This will be like a nice kind of daytime candle. That's so much fun. I love these little ones. Sometimes when you burn like a larger candle, you're committed. Like you have to have it lit for like at least 2 or 3 hours. But for the smaller ones, because all of the wax melts faster, then you can light it if you only need it for like an hour or 2. So I love these little ones. Awesome, that's so much fun. Well, I can't wait to see you guys in the studio a little later for our holiday party looks. See you soon. Hey guys, who's ready for a party? I am almost ready for a party. I have the base completed. We've got the foundation, the concealer, the powder. We're ready to put on some of the more fun, colorful items. I thought it'd be nice to start out with a more, not casual party, but you know what I mean. There's like the party for work or for family, and then there's like the party with friends or the party where you're getting a little extra dolled up. So we'll start with something a little more toned down with an old palette. We'll have something old, something new. It isn't necessarily old so much as a classic that has been re-released by Urban Decay. We'll do our first eye look using the original Naked palette, or I should say re-released Naked palette from Urban Decay. So it's pretty easy to find either another palette with these sort of neutral shades, or if you happen to have this one, it's just really easy to have a nice start with this, and then we'll add a little extra pop of color from ColourPop. But first, let's add a little color with some blush. Now the color I like to use for this time of year is like a little darker, more almost plum kind of a blush. So we have this from Laura Mercier. This is the shade Kir Royale. Something a little darker, a little more moody for fall. Or, oh gosh, it's December. We're going to Christmas parties. Winter at this point, goodness. I like how the shade is a little darker. It just feels a little more appropriate for this time of year. Let's blend this out a little more with a cleaner brush. Trying out some of these Sephora collection brushes that I picked up in the Sephora sale a while ago. Seeing how I feel about them so far. I like them pretty good. The Sephora Pro brushes are always a little nicer, but these regular Sephora collection brushes are doing quite nicely. Alright, so now that we have a nice healthy amount of blush for a nice glow, we are going to a party. We're adding highlighter next. I love from the Natasha Denona My Dream Cheek Trio. There are these lovely there's like a cream highlighter base and then a Dream Glow powder highlighter. So we'll add a little bit of the cream base because this isn't quite the you're really going out and getting dressed up party. This is just for the more subtle one. So we'll start with that, with the cream base. I've really been liking this Scott Barnes brush that I picked up. This is the highlighter brush. For the cream highlighters, I've really been liking this. It's a little denser, like some of the other highlighter brushes I have are the more the fan style, really fluffy for depositing like just a little bit of the powder, but for the cream ones, it's nice to have a slightly denser brush. I feel like this is a more wearable kind of well, maybe not every day because we're going to a party, but you know what I mean. Like you can layer it up until you feel comfortable and are like, yes, this is the perfect amount of glow. All right, next we'll move on to eyes. And we'll start off with one of the lighter colors with Virgin from the Naked palette, just to kind of set down a base. We'll sort of blend that all around where we plan on putting the shadow. All right, and now we'll go in with a little darker shade. We'll go in with, I think, some Naked. And we'll put that just down as a base to get everything started. So now that we have that all in the crease and on the lid, we'll go in with a darker shade. I think we'll go in with some Buck, and I will use a less fluffy brush. We'll put that more just in the crease area. And now I'll go in to deepen up the outer corner with a little bit of Dark Horse. And then finally, we'll go in the very edge of the corner with just a little bit of creep on a very small brush. All right, and now for our little pop of color. At Target, I picked up one of the ColourPop Super Shock shadows. So we have a very gold color here, nice shimmer. We have Mighty Morphin from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So we'll take a little bit of this with my finger and dab that for our shimmer on the inside towards the middle. And then we have the eye look. I like layering a bunch of different slowly darker colors from the inside to the outside for a party. I don't like putting quite that much effort into my everyday look. I'll do, maybe 2 or 3 different colors, but for a party to really get that nice effect, I'll use a lot of different colors and spend a little more time blending. Yeah, the Mighty Morphin adds like a fun little bit of shimmer, but it isn't too over the top. So that's our beginning look. We will add a little bit of mascara. We'll go for some lipstick and we'll finish this off. So for mascara, I really like the Dior Show if I'm going to a party or going out. Nice big fluffy brush on the Dior Show wand. And for most family or work parties, I don't want to be fussing with like trying to keep my lipstick looking nice or worrying about what I'm eating. So I like to go with just a lip gloss or either a very light lip color. We're going to be going with the Patrick Ta lip gloss today. And this is in the shade She's Expensive. One thing I really like about the Patrick Ta lip glosses is they're very hydrating. So in this time of year, you're in a house with lots of heat's running or all those sorts of things if you're in the northern hemisphere, and if you're somewhere kind of cold, but with just like the smallest amount of glitter and some nice hydration, you will feel nice and look nice all night for the party. All right, so that's the first look. Let me clean this off a little bit and we'll come back and we'll do a more intense going out fancy party night. Okay, and we're back. We've cleaned up the eyes a little bit. We tried to leave everything else as normal as possible because basically the only other thing I would like to do to this general look is amp up the glow. So we're gonna go in with the Dream Glow from the Natasha Denona My Dream Cheek Trio. So the powder on the end. We have the typical fan brush that I like to use for highlighter. There we go. Now we have dialed it up a little extra. We're ready for those dimly lit rooms, those like candlelit conversations. I don't know, there's something about like when you first put on that extra bit of highlighter, you're just sort of like, yeah. Maybe it's just me, I don't know. So let's get into the eyes first. We'll be going in with something new. This is the Natasha Denona My Dream palette. I think a lot of people picked this one up in various sales over the course of Cyber Month, basically. So I think we'll do something, we'll start off a little simple because I want to use a Vision, the like multi-chrome shifting shadow. So we'll use a little bit of edgy, we'll go in with some purple, we'll go in with that, and we'll try to smoke it out just a little bit, nothing too crazy. I'm not necessarily the best at like the whole big smoky eye look, at least not yet. So we'll get started with a little bit of Nurture just to lay down a nice base, as per usual with the larger fluffy brush. And then we'll even use a little bit of this just under the eye. All right, now we'll go in with a little bit of aspiration to kind of get the darkness started a little bit. We'll just use this in like kind of the crease area. Now we'll go in with some of the purple with the color Edgy. I really just try to focus that on the eyelid itself. Now we'll put a little bit just under the eye for edgy with the smaller smudge brush from the Sephora collection. Now for the fancy shade, for the vision, for the shimmer, the multi-chrome, all the action, we'll be using a nice flat eyeshadow brush from the Sephora collection. This is out of the brush set, like the roller brush set with all the different brushes. Been enjoying trying out some of those. We'll use a little bit of setting spray. The one I happen to have in front of me is a Charlotte Tilbury. Put a little of that on, to make sure we really pack on some nice shimmer and get it to stay there for the whole party. And then just with whatever's left, we'll go in and put a little bit just under the eyes. The shade is just so pretty. Whenever I put it on, I just find myself like staring at it in the mirror for a minute, just like tilting my head a little to see the shift for the multi-chrome from the purple to the kind of olive green. All right, now we need some mascara. So we'll go with a few coats of the Dior Show. Oh, we almost forgot to line. I'm actually going to be using some of the black eyeshadow and one of the eyeliner pencils. Not pencils, one of the eyeshadow eyeliner brushes. All right, I love using an eyeliner brush to put on like a black eyeshadow because I feel like I can really get into the lash line that way. All right, now it's time for, it's time for a little mascara. All right, now since it is a party and there will be hors d'oeuvres, there'll be some food, there'll be, little snacks. I'll be going in with the Chanel lipstick and using the blurred lip technique where I use the brush to apply. So let's get this out. So this is a nice shade of red that I've really fallen in love with. And then I just have like a little travel eyeshadow brush. The trick is you want one with like the dome tip, like kind of a more fluffy, but not like too fluffy, and with this sort of shape. And just pick up some of the lipstick with the brush. And then build up the coverage on your lips. And just start in the center and then work my way out. And then for the effect to be a little more dramatic, I'm going to blot a little right in just the very center. I love the effect it gives when you use a brush to apply it like that. It's just a little softer of an edge, and I feel like it wears a little more, just a little more nicely, so over the course of the evening you don't feel like you have to touch it up quite as often. Right, so that's the finished look. I do want to emphasize more the eyes, and so the red lip, while it is still a red lip, which is nice for a party, it isn't too intense, so it's not taking away from the more purple eye look. With a gold top like this, I do love to have like a little purple eye look going on, so it's a little different. We're still very festive though. I don't know, what do you guys think? What's your favorite sort of color to wear for eyeshadow for holiday parties? Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!